under. You ready, Craig? I'd like to call the meeting of the Merrillville Redevelopment Commission for Tuesday, July 27th at 6 o'clock to order. Mr. Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. White?
Here.
Mr. Hardaway?
Here.
Ms. Uselak?
Here.
I am here, Mr. Pettit. We have
Here. 5 members, we have a quorum. Next item is the consent agenda, accounts payable register voucher approval for July 27th, 2021, and approval of the meeting minutes from July 13th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Uselak, seconded by Mr. Hardaway to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Reardon, is there any old business?
No, there is not.
All right, under new business, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Damerow from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert is here. We have a supplemental agreement for the Mississippi Street 69th Avenue proposal that we heard in a workshop. To refresh your memories, we were successful in, the town was successful in securing federal aid money to install a roundabout. Jake, you want to just give a brief, we got time, because you're the only item on the agenda here in a minute, so we might as well refresh everybody's memory since you drove all the way over here.
Yeah, it took 3 minutes in traffic. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jake Damerow at Butler, Fairman, and Seifert. As Mr. Pettit alluded to, the town was successful in receiving approximately $1.7 million in construction funding for the improvements to 69th Avenue and Mississippi Street. Previously, this project was intended to be constructed utilizing local funds, and we had initiated design under that regard. What has changed since these federal funds have come into play is that now we have to follow the NDOT process and procedure. There are a few things that need to occur because of that, as outlined in this supplemental agreement, most of which is revolving around the need to complete an environmental document and some traffic operation design kind of things that get checked through NDOT's design process. So before you this evening is supplemental agreement number 1 for those services as outlined in Appendix A. Mr. Pettit, would you like me to go through all those, or?
Unless the commission has any questions, does anybody have any questions for Jake on this? I guess I would only turn to Stephen and Joe if everything's in order. Steve's nodding yes. Joe?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions for Jake?
We will leave it up to our professional staff to make sure everything's in order.
No.
So,
Any other questions? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Uselak, seconded by Mr. Hardaway to enter into the supplemental agreement number 1 for the Mississippi Street and 69th Avenue intersection improvements. Roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. White?
yes.
Mr. Hardaway?
Yeah.
Ms. Uselak?
Yes.
I am a yes, Mr. Pettit.
Yes.
5 yeses.
5-0, motion carries.
Thank you, everybody.
Under general orders, we have a resolution 21-49, a resolution of the Merrillville Redevelopment Commission approving a form of economic development agreement and related matters thereto. Mr. Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I spoke with a representative of the Liberty Estates, LLC, yesterday, and their humbly request that the Redevelopment Commission table the resolution this evening.
They want to table it, you said?
Yes, they do.
Motion to table.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hardaway, seconded by Mr. Minchuk to table resolution 21-49 until our August 10th meeting. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I did briefly mention, Mr. Reardon, we will have business for August 10th, correct? Some other items?
Yes, we will.
All right, so I will schedule another redevelopment commission meeting for 6 o'clock on August 10th at 6 p.m. One last thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
You need me to sign those, or is
Yes,
that you?
that's the voucher and